I got my hands on some information like a couple hours ago, and I just want to share it, some of it with you guys. Now, some researchers from basically some Dutch researchers, guys, they went to Egypt and they got their hands on this very ancient scroll. Like it's not the Dead Sea Scroll, but something kind of similar, with basically ancient knowledge. This was written by an eyewitness according to how it was written. Now, the cool thing about this is that they date it back to like around close to 2000 BC. Now, at that point, 2000 BC, I would actually say at that point is where we're at right now. I don't know if that makes sense, because keep in mind, as I said before, we go through a cyclical cycle every 3,654 years. We go into a new cycle. We're now at the end of our cycle. The beginning of our cycle, we had the Sumerian civilization. So everything that we're doing now is basically graphed and sculptured by the Sumerians. So the way we do irrigation, farming, the time, 7 days of the week, and all that stuff came from the Sumerians. Now, this information go back before the Sumerians. Now, the crazy thing about this is what they found. This person was writing is basically the condition of humanity and the stuff that humans were going through. It's very, very interesting, and I want to share this. Okay, it's once again, this information dated back to where we're at right now in our cycle, basically over 4,000 years ago. It's a little over 2000 BC. This ancient scroll go back, and it was found in Egypt. So chances are, yeah, I would, man. Anyway, guys, so let's what I want to share about this information is that they talk about famine. The person that wrote on this wrote the information at that time in their cycle. They talk about the scarcity of food, how they had serious problem with food. They had problem with plague. Let's just say plagues, or mm, some cases call it virus. Okay, and we're going to leave it at that. So they had serious cases of plague. So, and the plague basically, it had a really bad impact on humans. A lot of humans were killed because of it. But what they emphasize mostly in this information that was recovered in Egypt by this Dutch researcher is that they express a lot about the lack of food. Basically, what's happened then, guys, we are going to go through the same thing. Everything is cyclical, okay? And the time frame that they put on these problems that they were having is pretty much the same time frame that I gave you guys when I said we're going to go through this for 200 years. And it's really, really crazy, because the researcher mapped it anywhere. He said it's anywhere between 200 to 240 years, according to what these people were experiencing and the person that was writing down the information. I mean, obviously they didn't live for 240 years, but according to how the information was written by this person, they were probably not at the beginning of the situation. They were probably get caught up in the middle of it, but get information from other people about what happened in the past. So they kind of like, the way they put the information together could tell the researcher. I can't read the writing, obviously. The person who decipher this thing obviously can. So he deciphered the famine, basically, that happened on this scroll, lasted for anywhere between 200 to 240 years. This is what this scroll is saying that was recovered in Egypt. So by that information, as I said to you before in the videos that I've done before, guys, that we're going to have some serious problem with food. We're going to have serious problem with the weather. We're going to have serious problem with earthquake and so forth. And I foresee this happening for over close to around 200 years. So it's kind of cool to actually find information explaining the same thing that I've been talking about in my last video. Not in my last video. I think I did this video. Oh man, maybe a month ago, I was talking about this topic when I basically telling people to be self-sufficient. So anyway, guys, the point is that seeing information from the past that support what I'm saying is very good. It tells me that I'm on the right path, and I basically, I'm doing my due diligence the way I'm supposed to be doing it. So I just got my hands on this article. I read the article, and um, whoever, I forgot, I can't even remember the guy name, but I'm very grateful that he was able to decipher the scroll and explain what was going on. And this are events that was happening over 4,000 years ago. So once again, the time when this was happening is where we're at right now in our cycle. So by saying that, I'm letting you know. So what those people are going through in Egypt, we are going to go through the same thing. Chances are it could be a little bit worse on our part, but it's not going to be any different. A lot of these events are also recorded in the Bible. I'm not going to get into that part, but just to see the information that was discovered, and I'm just sharing it with you folks to let you know that yeah, we are going to have a problem with famine, and information was recovered in Egypt over 4,000 years ago, explained that we're going to have famine anywhere between 200 to 240 years. So basically, what I'm saying and what I've already said in previous videos I've done, maybe close to a month ago, is correct because old ancient knowledge that just got recovered are saying the same thing. And the article was written maybe 2 3 days ago. So reading that tells me that I'm on to something. And I just want to share that information. And also, there's a very strange beam of light I talk about in also another past video that's happening in Antarctica. This beam of light that's coming from under the ice, guys, is getting worse. Scientists can't wrap their mind around it. They don't know what to think of it anymore. But they know it's not being done by a human being. And I'm just gonna let that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But it's something it's been operated by an intelligent being, sorry, and they don't know how that the radio waves is getting through the ice that easy because chances are the ice is so thick and it's coming from so far that those radio waves are actually they basically don't know what type of technology is being used because of the thickness of the ice and how far it's coming from underneath the ground. So that's something I'm keeping my eyes on, and it's very interesting. But obviously, I know radio waves is a way of communication, and that thing is it's something that just started up, and it's headed out the ground, up through the ground, through the ice, and out into outer space. And I know you can actually relate message with radio waves. So it is an interesting thing that's going on. And for example, what's coming with that 3-eye atlas thing that's headed towards Earth. So we're in that time where these things are going to look very, very strange, and strange things are going to unfold. And I'm very, very happy that I actually got my hands on that information about that scroll that was discovered in Egypt, explaining what I've been talking about a month ago about the 200 years of famine that we're basically have ahead of us, and we have to deal with it. And once you know that, you basically know how to adjust yourself and prepare yourself and in a position for you and your future generation. Because if they went through it 4,000 years ago, we're going to go through the same thing. We're no different because humanity is basically on a rinse and repeat cycle. We've been here a long time, folks. Whether you want to believe it or not, but it's true. Once again, thank you for watching my video.